Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I'm your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aquarius in March 2019. What's going on, Aquarius? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Alright, guys. Shuffle it off camera to save time. That's your main spread there on the board. What I'm going to do now is shuffle for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up, that's when the reading begins. You can look for the timestamp in the description box below if you want to go ahead and jump ahead and kind of skip this intro. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. Just follow the steps. It's very simple. But if you do have a question about the steps or you want just something clarified about readings, you can also email me at the same address. Just put question in the subject line. And I will reach out. I'll reach out to you. I will respond to you, okay? All right, guys, let's get Aquarius's... What do we need? Outcome. Aquarius outcome for March 2019, please. Aquarius outcome in March 2019, please. Show me. There it goes. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Did that fall like directly under? No. Okay, there it is. Ooh, Sidewinder. Let's see what happens. Came like this. Which way for Aquarius, please? Please show me. Yes, okay. Thank you. All right, and we'll flip the remainder of the cards and see what's going on with you. Okay, wow. And this one too. Okay. All right, Aquarius, let's see what's going on. Please show me where Aquarius is in March 2019. Please show me Aquarius in March 2019. Please show me Aquarius in March. Wow, come on. Okay, here. Thank you. Took a minute. Took a little while, didn't it? All right, Aquarius, coming into March, you come in with the Magician card. That's pretty cool. Okay, Magician card. You're in the process of making stuff happen, making moves. Yeah. Magician is known to be a manifester, somebody who can envision what they want and bring it to life. You know, they have all the tools that they need at their disposal. In terms of tarot, that means the pentacles, the wands, the swords, and the cups. Yeah. In your real life, that could be money. That could be you know, partnerships or some type of collaborative element. You could have the time you need. You could have whatever you need to make something happen. And for you, Aquarius, I'm feeling like that's been a primary goal of yours recently. You've been kind of in your shed, in your tool shed, your she shed, your man cave, your think tank or thinking room. You've been really preparing, like this. You've been setting the stage for this period of manifestation, and that's what I feel. This is like a long period that you will be or have been in this space. So you've thought a lot about it. You got a game plan together, in terms of, like, you know, what I would consider sort of quote unquote like spiritual manifesting. Many of you have been meditating. You've been doing your vision boards. You've been consciously creating with the universe, things like that. And it's been going on for a while. I'm going to say like several months for most of you, if not that. For others of you, maybe even like a year or two. And your confidence is pretty keen. Like I shouldn't even say keen. Your confidence is very solid. It's very assured. And I feel that you're assured even if your reality isn't showing it yet. And that's kind of what the Magician has to do. You know, that's like the whole as above, so below thing. You can't see your, whatever your, hold on a second. One second. Sorry about that, Aquarius. I had to turn that volume down. I forgot I had played some music pretty loudly in here the other day. Anyway, so what I'm getting is that even though what you've been trying to create, what you've been trying to kind of lock down in your life or cultivate in your life, even though it hasn't fully taken shape yet, you've kind of got like the outline of it, or you're beginning to see it form in front of you. And I feel some of you are like anticipating this, and I'm feeling that you need to be cautious about anticipating it. Don't get too eager. You know, keep a level head, because that's the thing with the Magician. It's all about balance. It's all about having proper perspective and proper proportions. So if you go too ham on something, or you get too ahead of yourself or too excited about something, you have a possibility of sort of altering, or in some cases, like letting it slip through your fingers, or missing the opportunity, or glossing over details. So keep your head straight, you know, keep yourself focused right now, Aquarius, because you have, see, I look down at the board and what do I see? Yeah, so you have the potential for it to take shape, but you also have the potential to get too ahead of yourself and kind of spoil it in a way. And I don't mean to scare you. I don't want it to seem like, you know, if it all falls to pieces, it's your fault. That's not what they're trying to say. But they are trying to say is, don't take just the shadow of what you want coming into your life and think that's the thing. Make sure it's fully formed before you get invested, or before you say, okay, this is it. And you stop your manifesting. You stop holding on to that Magician energy. You might have to manifest for a few more months still, or you might have to kind of let a situation pan out for a while before you can actually seize on it. Now, the discrepancy is probably what I want to say, but they want me to say disparity, I guess. So the disparity or the discrepancy comes in this way. You have this Eight of Wands reversed right above your starting position. So Eight of Wands in reverse, considering that tomorrow is Mercury retrograde, that could have a factor here for some of you, not all of you. Some of you don't even care about Mercury retrograde, or it just never affects you, or it might not affect you much at all this time around. But so there's this potential with these Eight of Wands in reverse to have some kind of haywire communications, things coming and going kind of fast, coming in and out of your inbox, or, you know, messages, text messages coming in quickly, and then you don't respond, or they don't respond. And so there's like this misunderstanding. So there's a potential that in the middle of manifesting here with your Magician energy, the communication that you have with other people, or the, like I said, the details that are being, you know, flung in your face, essentially, there's a chance to miss something in there, because of how fast it happens, because of how quickly it's developing, because of how eager you are to see yourself or the project or whatever it is that you're creating move to the next level. So you're hastening, you're really pushing. And I don't think you're necessarily pushing like in your day-to-day life. I don't see Aquarius like bouncing off the walls. I feel you're energetically pushing. You are energetically like so ready for this to happen. So there's this overexcitement with the Eight of Wands for you in the reverse. So I think the reason it's come in reverse is because they're wanting you to pull back on the reins a little bit. You know, where you can control the pace, where you can control the temperature, or just how much information is exchanged, how often it's exchanged. If you can control that in any type of way, temper it down a little bit, put the brakes on it a little bit, or just be very cautious and very clever with what you're with your words and what you're saying and what you're doing. You know, don't, you know, respond in the heat of the moment. If something pisses you off, or something gets you riled up in some type of way, and you want to, like, you know, shoot from the hip, I think you would be cautious. I think they want you to be cautioned to not do that. Okay. So as much as you can control what that communication is all about, what those dialogues are all about, or how often they occur, you know, simmer it. Let it simmer a little bit, okay? Now, I think that's really active. I feel like most of you are in this space right now. Is this, yes, okay. So I think we're having for you, Aquarius, and if you've been here before, you know I don't normally do linear readings, but I think you're having sort of a linear thing. I think this is sort of like where you are now. It's somewhat in your past, like I said, because I feel that magician energy has been with you for a minute. And now we're going to get into your near future, I believe, which is dynamite, really. Dynamite. Maybe some of you are not going to like this, but I think it's good. Like, I'm looking at it. Let's see what happens when I pick these cards up, yeah? So right next door to that starting position is the Ace of Wands. So that's that opportunity. Perhaps this is the thing that you've been creating, or the thing that you've been, you know, like praying on and meditating on and trying to visualize in your mind to make it happen. And of course, there is the aspect of having to do actual work because, you know, Wands energy is actual physical movement. So it's not just dreaming. It's not just writing it down in a journal. It's actually, okay, if you want a car, you're not just going to get a car by writing it down and dreaming about it and manifest or meditating on it. You have to save money. You have to, you know, secure a way to pay for that car or to maintain that car. So everything that you're doing is going to sooner rather than later is how I should say that. I'm sorry. It's going to present itself to you. It's going to just come in like wham, boom, here it is. And again, I think many of you are going to be so eager, you're just going to snatch it up. You're going to snatch that opportunity. You're going to take that chance. You're going to take, and for the most part, I feel that's okay. What, again, I'm cautioned to tell you is don't forget, interesting, don't forget that this is now reality. Okay, so that's important. So there is like this not marriage, but there's a bleeding over between what you've envisioned and then now the reality of it. And those two things are very similar, they want me to tell you, but they're not the same. So again, the car. This is just an example. There might be something else that they bring up to me. Yeah, they're going to bring something else. I was like, okay. Because I'm like, not everybody's wishing for a car, come on. But in the case of the car, you've been dreaming and hoping and saving and scrimping and all that kind of stuff. And you have the perfect car set in your mind. It's the 2017 or 2020, whatever. You want this car. You know, the car that you're offered or in your mind, maybe you envisioned a blue one. But the car that's available down at the dealership is in red. Now, the reality of owning a red car, at least financially, is that they cost more. At least that's like sort of like the urban legend that I've understood about owning cars. It's like, never get a red car because insurance companies will charge you more to insure it because, you know, red is supposed to be like, you know, just a fancy little color for a car, and, you know, it incites certain things, and insurance companies will do anything to raise your rate, yeah? So you might have figured to have this much money in your insurance payment or your car payment, yeah? You get the red car, the cost goes up 80 bucks, cost goes up $100, something like that. So what you've dreamed of in the reality is going to be slightly different. Don't be deterred, and don't just run with it either. Make sure you comb over those details. So if you are going down to the dealership and you really have your heart set on a blue car, maybe check another dealership. Maybe ask them, hey, are you going to get any of these in blue or some other color than red? Because I know I don't want to drive a red car. I'd much prefer to drive a blue car. And then they'll say, okay, well, if you want to wait 2 weeks or you want to wait 3 weeks, yes, we will have another. You know, you see what I mean? So don't just snatch it up because you think that your dream has become a reality. That's really what they want me to caution you with, okay? The other aspect of this is what? Yeah, there's something about invigorating spirit, feeling alive, feeling motivated, feeling inspired. A lot of you have come away from the doldrums, come away from like a spiritual or an energetic lull in your life where you were just kind of, you know, coasting along. No big ups, no big downs, just like steady. Now there's a chance for a big up, a big, you know, incline in your life to come. So a lot more excitement. In terms of, well, yeah. For some of you, this is definitely a little boom boom in the bedroom, okay? So there is this I'm going to say it, but, you know, there is for some of you going to be this injection in your social life, in your romantic life, in your sexual life that wasn't there before. So in some cases, a complete 180. I went from being loveless, partnerless, sexless, or just having, you know, very vanilla, you know, Ozzy and Harriet type of physical exchanges to now, you know, something... something incredible. I'm just going to say that. So again, that coming into your reality, that option, that potentiality, that person, whatever, or those chance partners coming into your life, maybe you're dating more, that's fine. Just keep your head on straight. Just keep your head on straight, okay? And, oh, yes, good. That's what I think is here. Here's your head being on straight, okay? This is above that. So it's in your ether or it's in your headspace, yeah? Above that Ace of Wands. So the Two of Pentacles right above that. You have learned a lesson or two. At some point before now, Aquarius, or you should listen up right now and take what the other Aquariuses in class already know, which is, you know, I've gone into things haphazardly and this happened. I went into things overly cautious and then that happened. You're here to strike a balance this time around, Aquarius. I've learned when I did too much, what happens. And then I also learned that when I don't do enough, that could happen. So you want to ride the middle here. You want to weigh both sides of your reaction or how you behave once your dream, once whatever you're manifesting begins to take shape and show up in your life. It's like, okay, last time I did this, and I went overboard, I went over the top, I had this consequence come on me. Befall me, I should say. The last time that I sat on my hands and I didn't make a move, or I was overly cautious and I thought too long about it, then the opportunity passed me by. The person walked out of my life, etc., etc. Okay? The Two of Pentacles, I think, also because Pentacles does deal with time, take your time. When this comes about, like I said, at the dealership, they've got one red car on the lot. It's your dream car. It's the make. It's the model. It's got good gas mileage. It's got the Kelly Blue Book rating you want. It's in your price point, blah, blah, blah. But it's just not the color you want. Or something else, like there's a certain feature maybe that you're missing, or the warranty isn't as good, or something like that. Ask them, is there going to be that car but in this color, or that car but with this feature? Is that down the line? Oh yeah, sure. If you want to wait, we can have that in, or let me get on the phone to, you know, our dealership across town, our sister dealership across town, and let me see if they have it. Oh, look, they do have it. It's 50 miles away from here, or it's 15 miles, however long. So you see what I mean? So pace yourself. Pace yourself. Simple. There is a potential. They want me to warn a few of you, like a small amount of you. They want me to warn you. Do not get stuck in some analysis paralysis. Don't get stuck in a place of inaction, because sometimes the Two of Pentacles is about that. You think you overanalyze, or you think too long, or you sit and you weigh the options and you keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then that becomes your action, is just this seesaw thing. Don't do that. Make sure you act when the time is right. Be cognizant of when the time is right, okay? And coming next to the Eight of Wands in reverse, that's also that pause, that's also that take a breath moment that I was sort of explaining to you earlier about the communications coming back and forth. Pause, take a minute. Take 10 minutes before you respond to the text, or take, 5 minutes before you, rush out the door from work. Maybe your boss, wants to propose a project to you. Like if you leave your job like on the money at 5 p.m. every day, and you're wanting a raise or you're wanting a promotion, and you don't know why you're not getting it, you're a good worker, you're a hard worker, that leaving promptly at 5 p.m. might be a signal to your boss. Oh, Aquarius works well and they're fabulous at what they do, but they're just not pushing past that expectation. You see what I mean? Or if you're ducking out 10 minutes before 5. You know, Aquarius, you work really hard around here. We love you as part of our team, but it seems like you don't value, you know, this or that. You see what I mean? Like for some of you, there might be, they want me to say criticism, but I don't want to say criticism, but there might be feedback. There we go. It might be feedback given to you, especially on a workplace, where you could take it the wrong way. You could take it personally. Don't take it personally. Take it as a chance to change a behavior, or to sort of correct an action, correct a behavior, and then for later on down the line, because you changed the way you clock in or out of work, then your boss says, okay, based on that feedback I gave you 3 months ago, I see these changes in you. What do you think about doing XYZ? Or what do you think about the potential of you working on this project? And then the ball gets rolling, okay? Now, way out there in your future. So this is kind of like your up next. This is like, you know, Star Wars Part 5 or something like that. It's like, in the next installment, you know, same bat time, same bat channel. Like, this is like way further down. You've got these 2 cards. Now, yes. And you're looking at that. That's beautiful. That's nice. So, 2 of Wands on the bottom row there. I think you're going to get to, yes, because, okay, he's got that ball there, which, yes, in this deck also is depicted as a globe. So some of you have, like, as this is your line of manifestation here, you've gotten what you've wanted. The car, the relationship, the new job, the raise, the new house, whatever you want. The peace of mind, if this is, like, not an external exercise for you or an external reading for you, this could be something inside. You want to feel at peace and calm within yourself. Whatever it is, you get it. You have a firm hand on it, like he's got a hand on that globe, yeah? And then, now that you have it firmly in hand, it's not going anywhere, I feel, for the majority of you. I feel that what you have earned, you deserve it, and you're going to hold on to it. Now what? What's next? That's what the 2 of Wands is about. What's next? You know, the 2 of Pentacles is about analysis. It's about weighing the options. It's about looking at the pros and the cons of a situation. This is like, okay, now that we know the pros and cons, now that we kind of have certain things under our belt, where are we going next? How can we get there? Who's going with us? What time am I leaving? It's that kind of thing. It's like the checklist before you leave for vacation or you go on a road trip or something. It's that checklist. Do I have my keys? Check. Wallet? Check. ID? Check. All the luggage is packed? Checked. The cats are squared away. The house sitter's here. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody packed a lunch. It's really like that itemized way of approaching your next big step. Yeah? And Aquarius, I don't know what that is for you. You're all going to have different dreams. You're all going to have different wants and desires. So I don't know exactly what you're looking for, what it will be. Because if you have the car, then what does that mean? You can go anywhere. So do you want to travel? Do you want to move? Now that you have a car, does that mean you can get a better job, you know, which is, you know, like, you know, further away from your home? You know, just because you have the car, does that, you know, I don't know what that means to you. But now that you have the thing, the object of your desire, the person of your desire, the situation, the circumstance of your desire, what will you do? The potential is massive with the 2 of Wands. The potential is massive. Because we're starting, right? And that's in succession. Ace to 2. Ace to the 2 of Wands. So we're having succession. We're dialing it up. And as we move closer to the top of the Wands suit, we're going to go through all the trials and tribulations. So, you know, sky's the limit here. Yeah. Now, if you want to look at it like that, if this person is facing that way, then he would be looking towards these Ten of Pentacles, which is nice, Aquarius, which is, and that kind of, well, maybe, we'll see. Ten of Pentacles. Legacy. What am I leaving behind, or what am I creating as a legacy now if I'm at the start of my life, or if I'm at the start of a particular journey or a particular path, yeah? What am I about to lay the foundation of? You know, I feel that still this Magician energy is going to be with you when you reach this point. In varying degrees, I think that Magician energy will still be with you, because Aquarius, this is like plotting and planning on how to construct this, or how to solidify this, or maintain this if you already have it. So if you already have a legacy, if you already are married with children and you've got grandkids on the way, or you're working on expanding your business, or you're working on obtaining a new level of education, let's say, maybe you're working on a doctorate, or you're writing a book, whatever leaves your quote-unquote legacy, yeah? And it doesn't have to be all family-oriented. It can be personal for you, you know what I mean? Whatever work you're putting in now, again, I'm getting like this, you see it, but it's not solid. You know, it's the shadow of the thing. It's the outline of the thing. Or you see it, you have it, and you want to maintain it. So how can I maintain this family bond that I feel between my kids and myself? My daughter or my son is about to have their first child, and this is going to be a whole brand new world for everybody, especially my kid. You know, that's their first child. It's their first time being a parent. It's going to be amazing for them. Now, I have to take on a new role of being a grandmother or a grandfather. You see what I mean? So there's just this perpetual feeling of what's next and how do I obtain this? Because also behind the Ten of Pentacles is like incredible sense of security, an incredible sense of accomplishment and fortitude, and fidelity is also here. Fidelity is very much a part of this. Now, and fidelity in the sense of like, predictability, but not in a negative way, like accountability. You can count on these people. You can count on that money. If it's investments, if it's not shares, what do you call that? Inheritances, things like that. I can count on that being there. I can count on these people being here. I can, or you're taking that onto yourself. I need to be accountable to other people. I need to be responsible in my relationships towards others. Yeah? And there's like this, a culmination, or like this grand plateau, sort of like the peak of a mountain, maybe the summit of a mountain, where I feel you're going that way. But I don't usually mess around with numbers too much. 2 to a 10, even though they're different suited, that's a long journey. And that's the thing. This Two of Wands is ready. You know, he's about to step out onto the next path, or step out onto that path, headed towards that Ten of Pentacles, yeah? So there's like you're telegraphing yourself, which you can do, you know, you're a space cadet. I mean that in the best way possible, Aquarius. You're a space cadet. What does that mean? You're able to, like I'm saying, project yourself into certain situations, into different time periods. If you're, you know, 17 years old right now, you can clearly see, or you don't have a difficulty imagining what your life would be like at 50. Like, it kind of intrigues you. Like, oh, I could be this, and I could be that, and I could be this, and I could be that. And the aspect, or the prospect, excuse me, of growing older, or moving into different situations and putting yourself into different life paths, or different circumstances, really butters you up. What are you talking about? They put that in there, butters you up. But maybe that's like, you know, butters your bread, something like that. It really gets you kind of excited, you know what I mean? So if you've been only a parent, you've never been a grandparent, now, oh my God, I'm going to be a grandmother, I'm going to be a grandfather, this is great, this is a whole new chapter in my life, this is a whole different role I get to play, okay? If you've always been single and you've never dated anybody seriously, or you've never dated this type of person that you're about to date, Something like that is like, oh, this is new. This is exciting to me. And that aspect of being secure, fidelity, predictability, and accountability for some well, not even for some reason, I know why. You're a fixed sign. You love that shit. But that is really kind of appealing to you right now, Aquarius. You like the idea, even though you're a space cadet. And when I say you're a space cadet, what do I mean? Like, you're imaginative. You think outside the box. Like, that's what it is. But ultimately, Aquarius, you are about community. That's your aspect of the fixed energy, is about the community that you exist in and the community that you surround yourself with and the community that you help to cultivate and breathe life into. So that's family. That's your neighborhood. That's your city. That's your state. That's your country, etc. That's the world. Like, that's how you, that's literally how it works for you. It goes from this insular space to this very external space. And it all appeals to you in the peace that you find within yourself, the peace and the harmony that you find within your spousal relationships or your friendships, your family dynamics, your community, like I said, and then you expand outward. So everyone, and I don't mean this in like a cheesy hippie type of way, I mean it literally how you usually view the world, Aquarius. Everybody is your family. Everybody is your brother and sister. Everybody is your mother and father. Everybody is your partner. Everybody is your brother. I said brother and sister, right? That's what I mean. You find there's a interconnectedness with all relationships. So this projection of, I could do this, I could be that, I can do this, I want to go here, all of that's appealing. So that's why I'm not really getting a clear-cut picture of what that Ten of Pentacles means to you. You know, I don't know. And if it means, like I said, being a grandparent, a business owner, and you know, having 10 cars, all of them blue, I don't know. Whatever that constitutes to you, it's out there for you in the very distant future, and you're really honed in on that. So keep at it. Is the message there? Keep doing it. Now, what is your outcome for March? Strength card in reverse. Interesting. I'll show you this card upright so you can become used to it. This is the Happy Tarot deck, in case you were wondering. Strength card. Card of Leo. So there might be a Leo of significance in your life. Coming in reverse for the month of March. I think that 100 miles a minute, that go, go, go energy, that hyper expectation and anticipation that we were talking about earlier over here is kind of contributing to this, where you might find yourself being a bit frustrated. You might find yourself being a little bit dissatisfied with how long your manifestation project is taking to formulate completely. Like, oh my God, I've been doing this for how long? Let's go, let's go, let's go. And so I feel that you're just going to be like, like you're so agitated that it's taking this long. Or when you thought you jumped through all the hoops and you thought that you finished all of the work that you needed to make this thing happen, then like a curveball comes at the end and you're like, oh, Jesus, here we go. And you have to, you know, go back and review something or add more energy to it or more effort towards it. And it's just like, I just want to have what I want, you know, and that's a fixed sign up and down. And as a fellow fixed sign, I understand. I just want to have what I want when I want it. And when I don't get what I want when I want it, I can become a little, for some of you, maybe a little bratty, but I'm feeling it's more like agitated. Like you're more like, don't poke the bear. The bear's freaking hungry. And then somebody pokes the bear and the bear has to like, you know, and maul somebody. I don't think many of you are going to take it that far. I think you're going to be able to temper your energy. I think you're going to be able to restrain yourself. You're going to recognize that, okay, fine. This is another part of the process. Let me go ahead and put my thinking cap back on, or put my big girl pants and big boy pants on, and let me finish what I need to do here, because ultimately what I desire is more important than this slight inconvenience. Okay? Oh, my stomach. I'm hungry. Gotta eat dinner, guys. Overall for the month, 4 of Swords. So, like I said, calm down, yeah? Because I think that's this this strength in reverse is kind of going back to what we were saying earlier about the Eight of Wands in reverse. That drive to go and get it done quickly. Andale, okay? Calm down, man. Calm down. In other cases, you might be enticed or encouraged to be a little bit, I don't want to say that, but they want me to say like mouthy. Some of you might have a tendency to talk too much or talk out of turn or speak when you don't necessarily need to speak. So be prepared or open to being a little bit more quiet in March, Aquarius. Sit back, listen, take notes, you know? This is a card. Four of Swords is a card of repose. It's a card of reflection. It's a card of rest. So, and that could be a big thing. If you have a lot of energy and you've been pushing towards something, you've been racking your brain, you've been staying up late working on things, make sure you take a rest, man. Naps are beautiful. I love a nap. Maybe you hate naps, but if you don't nap, make sure you get your full night's rest. Okay, so don't, think that 6 hours, well, everybody's different, so 6 hours might work for somebody. Not for me. But make sure that you're resting. Make sure that you lie down in a nice, comfortable situation or in a comfortable room. Put on some, ambiance or something. Put on some ASMR, listen to smooth jazz, whatever you got to do to really get yourself to come down from this high, intense energy, this high focus. Because that's the other thing. When you're manifesting with that magician energy and you're coupling it with practical steps in your day-to-day life, your 3D experience, that can really drain a person. So if you're going at 100 miles a minute, make sure you pull over to the side of the road every once in a while. Let the motors cool down, okay? Ooh, it slid all off there. All right, Aquarius, that was your March 2019 reading. If you liked it, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that. That lets me and YouTube know you had a good time here. Also down there is the comment section if you want to leave a comment and let me know how this resonated for you. I would love to know. That gives me confirmation and kind of, keeps me going here to do this thing that I do. Also down there is the subscribe button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, if you've been coming but you haven't subscribed yet, and you think you might be open to it, go ahead and click that. Also, be sure to hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when all the uploads come. That way you can get here. And finally, the share button. If you want to share this across your social media, let other people know that you're into my readings, that you're into my channel, that would be amazing. And of course, I always say this, maybe it's, defeatist, but I'm an honest bird. If you don't want to do any of that stuff, you're like, hell no. I totally respect that as well. It's a free world, or a free will world. We can do what we want, yeah? Only do what you're comfortable with doing, okay? All right, Aquarius, that has been your reading for March. I will be back in about 3 weeks' time when I bring you your April 2019 readings. Until then, guys, I thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.